She came rolling down that gravel lane. Same old bike, same summer rain. Hair tied back like nothing's changed, but time had drawn its quiet frame. The girl on the rusted bicycle still looked like every dream I held. She said, "Hey stranger, long time gone." I smiled and said, "Guess we've moved on." She talked about her kids and farm. I laughed too loud to hide my arms. Still wearing scars she couldn't see from years we lost to who we'd be. The girl on the rusted bicycle rode through my bones, slow and gentle. No blame, no spark, just roads we took. Still saw our names in that old brook. We stopped where wildflowers once grew. She said, "I never stopped thinking about you." I said, "Me too, but different now." And silence nodded, sweet and proud. She turned her wheels, the sun fell low. I watched her ride where cornfields grow. And though I stayed, my heart rode on, with her where all the might have beens belong. The girl on the rusty bicycle still rides through parts I can't control. Some days I spill more than I pour, drop my keys just past the door, but I still tie these boots up tight. Even if it takes all night. When my hands stop shaking, I'll hold yours. Walk that fence and fix those doors. But till then I hope you see there's still a steady man in me. You bring the tea, I bring the rest. My grip may tremble, but I'm blessed to reach across the years in pain and keep on showing up again. When my hands stop shaking, I'll paint bold, write our names in porch like gold. But even now, though grip is weak, it's your name that my fingers see. Ain't about strength, it's about staying. Ain't about speed, it's about praying. And though the storm may take my ease, I still reach out, I still believe So when you see me miss the spoon or tap the table out of tune, just know I'm trying, slow and brave, to keep our love from any grave. When my hands stop shaking, you'll still find a heart that's steady, full and kind.
Dad's old Ford still rests out back. Rust on railroad track. Keys still hang behind the door. I haven't touched them since he swore. This truck won't run, but it still stands like steady hands on shifting lands. So I leave it there under pine. That's how he taught me to hold the line. The windshield cracked, the seats all torn, the seatbelt jammed the day I was born. He hauled feed prayers and Saturday fears. That old cab holds 1,000 years. This truck won't move, he always said, but it's where your stories get their tread. I wash the hood come every fall, not for shine, just to feel him call. I could sell it, paint it, make it new, but Dad ain't leather, bolts or blue. He's in the way, it just stays still and holds the past like it still will. Someday my son might ask me why I never let that old truck die, and I'll just nod, then hand him keys and let him choose what still can be. Dad's truck still sits there, and that's enough. Some things don't move 'cause they're strong enough.
There was a time I'd curse the glass, call myself names, drink too fast. But now I shave and crack a grin at the man who chose to start again. The man in the mirror ain't mad anymore. He don't punch walls or slam no door. He don't chase ghosts or pick old fights. He just nods and sleeps at night. I let my beard grow last July. Didn't care if folks passed me by. Now I trim it just enough myself that I've been tough. The man in the mirror looks worn and wise, with crow's feet round his quiet eyes. He don't brag and he don't lie. He's just proud, he still tries. Forgiving yourself ain't fast or clean. It's built through tears and nicotine. But one day you see who's looking back, and find a friend in all you lack. So I hang my hat on that cracked frame, whistle soft and say my name. 'Cause now I walk with open doors, and I ain't mad no more. The man in the mirror finally sees the best thing I forgave was me. Man in the mirror finally sees the best thing I forgave was me.
He said, you need a wrench for that. I said, yeah, and maybe a chat. He handed me one worn and thin, said tools like these outlast the sin. Borrowed tools and borrowed time, fix the fence and mend the mind. Ain't no shame in asking help. Sometimes pride just hurts yourself. We patched the gate, drank lukewarm tea. Didn't fix the world, but we fixed me. He talked to war, I talked to pain. We hammered slow through drizzle rain. Borrowed tools, borrowed peace. Moments when the noise can cease. You trade a bolt, you trade a story, and find some quiet, not some glory. Ain't about the work you show, it's who you call when stuff won't go. The hand that lends without a price becomes your prayer, becomes your slice. Now every time my hammer fails, I think of him and old nails, and how two men both bent with age built a life with borrowed gauge. Borrowed Borrowed time, still fixing what I once called mine. How two men both bent with age build a life with borrowed gauge, borrowed tools, borrowed time, still fixing what I once called mine. Found them in the dryer bin, fuzzy pink with little wind. She wore 'em once on Christmas Eve and laughed when I refused to leave. The socks she left behind still stay folded neat in my old tray. They don't smell like her no more, but still unlock that closet door. We didn't work, we didn't last, but not all love is built too fast. She taught me kind, she taught me fun, and how to slow when I would run. The socks she left behind don't cry, they're just a soft and simple why of how two hearts can share one room, then part without a sense of doom. Some say to throw the past away, but some things ask for you to stay and touch the thread and breathe in slow to honor what once chose to grow. I've moved on, and so is she, but when I fold my laundry free, I smile at pink and thank the time for the socks she left behind. The socks she left behind still warm a corner of my quiet storm.
never asked what broke my heart. Just showed up with a truck that start. Dropped 2 cold beers on my porch rail. Said we don't need to talk, just exhale. The friend who brought beer but never advice, didn't quote books or Jesus Christ. He just sat down, let silence roll, like someone who knew how to hold a soul. He'd nod if I began to speak, but never dug too hard or deep. Just cracked a joke, then looked ahead, like saying, boy, you're not quite dead. The friend who showed up said not much, but somehow gave the softest touch. I healed more with his quiet grin than all the preachers preaching sin. Some wounds don't need talking through, just someone who'll sit next to you. Not to solve, not to explain, but to say you're not insane. He left that night with a wave and dust, never said call or learn to trust. But I slept whole for the first time, 'cause some friends heal without a sign. The friend who brought beer and not a word still speaks loudest I ever heard. There's a patch behind the old tin shed where burnt grass still turns hints of red. Grandma used to light the leaves, said let the smoke make space to breathe. That burnt grass smell, it lingers still, like Sunday prayers and windowsills. It takes me back to flannel sleeves and all the things she'd never grieve. She'd hum while stirring stew at noon and whistle low a gospel tune. Her hands were cracked, her voice was soft, but Lord, her truths could shake you off. That burnt grass held her secret ways. The fire cleared her heavy days. She said, what's gone don't need to stay. The smoke will teach you how to pray. Now I lie leaves behind that shed. Let memories curl above my head. She's gone, but somehow in the haze I feel her near on autumn days. I teach my boy to strike the match and not to flinch when embers catch. He laughs like I once did back then. Grandma lies in burnt grass wind. Some folks fade, some folks remain, in scent, in smoke, in fall time rain. I wrote you once in '99, right after Mom said give it time. I folded it neat, put it in a drawer, but never made it to your door. The letter I should have mailed still smells like ink, still feels derailed. It said I'm sorry, plain and true, but I never gave those words to you. You talked about the way we kissed, how your hair smelled when it missed. Said I was scared and dumb and young, and how I missed the songs we sung. The letter I should have mailed back then still folds along the word amen. I prayed you read it in my eyes, but some truths don't survive disguise. I found it last week, read it slow, felt my hand shake, let it show. Though it's late and we've both changed, the page still beats inside my veins. So if you ever feel a breeze, like someone whispering through the trees, that's me, forgiving all that failed with a letter I should have mailed. The letter I never sent away still finds its way to you someday.
Passed by the house on Harlan Bend,
just meant to drive, not feel again. But there it stood, the mailbox red, with her last name still painting dread. That mailbox with her last name opened up more than letters came. It held our vows and fights and tears, and all the weight from all those years. The porch light flickered like it knew that I was back just passing through. I didn't knock, I didn't stay, just stared and whispered, "You okay?" That mailbox still stood straight and plain, like a love that bends but don't complain. I left no note, just left the past, but somehow felt more free at last. We leave behind what can't be fixed, but sometimes pain and grace get mixed, and what remains in rust and wood can still remind us we once stood. So if you drive that road one day and see that name that slipped away, tip your hat but don't hold tight. Some mail just never gets sent right. That mailbox with her last name still stands in silence without blame. Sanded down my porch swing slow, said this old wood still got some glow. Painted it white, then sat a while, said nothing much, just gave a smile. A porch swing named Grace, worn but true, like hearts that break then learn to glue. It squeaks a bit, but holds us tight as day turns soft and stars take flight. She don't ask about girls before, she just plants flowers by the door, sings to birds and bakes like spring, and every breeze feels less like sting. This porch swing's held more tears than time, but now it holds her hand in mine. It doesn't race, it just sways slow and teaches me to let her know. They say some folks are just a phase, but Grace, she's roots, she's rain, she stays. And on this swing I found my knees, not to beg, just thank the breeze. We drink our tea in quiet throne. The past still knocks, but we don't run. The swing still creaks like it might fall, but somehow now I trust it all. A porch swing named Grace, that's her too. Both built from love, both good as new.
There's a board out back, hanging low. Been that way since winter snow. Neighbors say you ought to mend, but I just let it sway and bend. The fence I never fixed, don't mind. It leans like me, it takes its time. It's not pretty, but it stands like an old man with gentle hands. Kids still laugh and dogs still bark, even when the post turns dark. Not all cracks need to be tight. Some let love sneak in just right. The fence I never fixed still holds, though weather's chipped and paint's gone cold. And every flaw just seems to teach what perfect things can never reach. I've spent years trying to patch my soul, but learned to live with parts not whole. Some stories don't need a new coat, just space to breathe, just time to float. So if you pass and see that gate, don't think it's rust, don't call it late. It's just a piece of me that stays unfixed, beloved, in quiet ways. The fence I never fixed still sings of how we all hold broken things. I loved her from the second row, behind her braids soft as snow. She never knew, she never guessed, but my heart never gave it rest. I loved her quietly and true, like faded ink on Sunday shoes. She smiled once, and that was all. It built
I just watched from circumstance. I carved her name inside a tree. It grew, she left, but not from me. I loved her quietly, still do, like old rain clings to morning dew. She's someone's wife, I tip my hat and love her still, just not like that. Some hearts never break out loud, they just hum slow beneath the cloud. And when I pray, I say her name, not to have, just to remain. So if you ask what love feels like, it ain't all roses, stars or bikes. Sometimes it's just the way you stay when all the loud has walked away. I loved her quietly for years, with no regrets, just silent tears.
I bought a ticket, asked no place. The man just nodded, marked my face, said this train ain't about the end, it's about the parts you can't defend. The train without a name rolls slow, it picks up hearts too full to show. No luggage racks, no final call, just seats for those who've lost it all. A preacher sat 2 rows behind, a girl with ink and tear-streaked lines. We didn't speak, but understood. Some rides don't fix, they just feel good. The train without a name rides late through valleys shaped by love and fate. Each mile a sigh, each track a bruise. You don't get back, but you can choose. And when it stops, you step outside, not new, not whole, just more alive. You learn that leaving was the gift. The pain you carry starts to shift. I walked off slow with lighter hands. The ground felt new, like second chance. No one waved, no banners flew, but hell, it felt like something true. The train without a name is real, for those too tired
to even heal. Changed a bit, still curves like lies I once admit, but somehow now the grass looks bright and fences lean with less of fight. The road to town is greener now. Maybe it's me, not just the plow. I drive it slow, I hum along, and every mile feels less like wrong. Used to see her ghost in turns, each mailbox held some old concern. Now I wave at cows and trees and let the wind forgive with ease. The road to town is not paved in gold, but it don't hurt like days of old. It leads to stores, folks and pie, not memories I used to cry. Sometimes the path don't need to change, it's just your lens that rearranged. You heal a bit and start to see that sorrow ain't the whole story. I'll take that road again tonight, with headlights soft and windows right. I may not know what way's ahead, but I ain't driving back instead. The road to town is greener now, and maybe that's enough somehow. Love, if you're listening close, I ain't the man who chased you most. I let you go, I looked away, but maybe now I'd let you stay. Love, if you're out there slow and kind, I've made some room, I've cleared my mind. I won't ask much, I won't demand, just maybe reach, take my hand. I've hurt, I've hid, I've pushed too far, I've dreamed with ghosts beneath the stars, but still I wake, and still I try be a man who won't just cry. Love if you're near in whisper tones. Don't knock too loud, don't break no bones. Just sit beside me, breathe my pace, and maybe fill this empty space. I won't beg, I won't pretend, but I believe in grace again. And if you're real, and if you roam, I've left the porch light on at home. So if you come, come as you are, in denim boots or beat up car. I'll pour the tea, I'll play it slow. Love, if you're listening, just let me know. Love, if you're listening, I'm still here. No longer lost, just quietly clear.
Found a stone shaped like a heart in the dirt near Grandma's cart. Kept it in my flannel sleeve like a secret, I believe. Something small to hold on to when the big things break into. Not a fix or grand design, just a touch that feels like mine. There's a feather in my glove box, 10 from the last time I let her in. She said, the sky leaves signs below. I smiled like I didn't know. Something small that doesn't fade, like the echo of what we made. No promises, no glory beams, just truth that lives in little things. It ain't the diamond or the deed that saves you when your soul might bleed. It's one small laugh, a patch of blue that whispers, boy, you'll make it through. Now when the world spins out of grip, I take that stone and let time slip. It ain't much, but feels like grace, like Grandma's hand, like her embrace. Something small to hold on to when all you've got is just you.
Saw her again on a Sunday light, white dress glowing in pale sunlight. She hugged her kid, then fixed her hair.
didn't see me standing there. Sunday after church feels sweet, like barefoot prayers on gravel street. I didn't speak, just watched her go. Some things are best left soft and slow. She used to sit 3 pews from mine. We trade glances when folks sang out a line. Once I thought we'd write our name in a Bible's back with vows and flame. But Sunday came and life took turns. Some hearts grow up while others burn. I stayed quiet and she found peace, a silent grace, a full release. The preacher spoke of love that stays, even if it never pays. And I believed it, just like rain that soaks you soft then leaves again. She drove off slow in her little car, left behind her perfume star. I turned and walked through grass grown high, whispering maybe, but saying goodbye. Sunday after church still rings like hymns that hurt but still have wings. That table by the window pane still holds the sun, still holds the rain. We used to meet at 2:30. Now it just waits, like I still do. And that table's still empty like my chest. No one sits, no one requests. The waitress knows to leave it bare. She nods at me like we both care. We laughed there once, we cried there too, over biscuits, songs, and Sunday blues. You'd steal my fries, I'd fake a pout. God, how I miss those little shouts. That table's still empty, left untouched, like some old frame we love too much. It's just 4 legs and wood and light, but somehow it still feels like night. I could sit there, face it all, but some things ain't meant to fall. I'd rather know it's waiting still than sit alone and lose the will. So I pick a booth 2 rows away and sip my tea, then go my way. But glance real quick before I leave, like saying grace for what I grieve. That table's still empty, and maybe it should. Some love just lives in silent wood. Sat beneath the sycamore